What is going on, guys? I'm almost here for another video today, and today I'm going to start a new series that I'm going to be putting on the channel. Revolved around music. Music's a big part of my life. Music saved my life. If it wasn't for certain bands and musicians, I would be dead. I'll get into a story later on in that, maybe. But today, you probably hear listening to some Pantera, Far Beyond Driven, for a good reason. Today's top five will be heavy metal, and that's what I'm going to call this playlist, this series. It's going to be my top 5 favorite bands / musicians, and then my top 5 favorite songs from said bands or musicians. Got my list. Let's hop right on into it. Number 5. The band you're listening to on the background, Pantera. I recently got into Pantera. I wasn't the biggest Pantera guy. Sure, I heard of them. You know, I've listened to Cowboys from Hell multiple times. But I wasn't as big as I am into them as I am now. I got to give credit to the band Hell Yeah, which Dimebag's brother, who was also the drummer of Pantera, was Vinnie Paul. I was watching an interview with him, and then it got me to look up some moments that involved Dimebag, and then I started listening to their music, and I got hooked on it. And then that's when I bought Far Beyond Driven. I'm glad I found the in-album Pantera's. So there's a big reason Pantera's my favorite. One of my favorites. Top 5. We're gonna go 5 to 1. 1 being my favorite. You know, you get the gist here. So, my number 5 favorite Pantera song, Hard Lines and Sunken Cheeks. Most of these are on, I think 3 of these are on Far Beyond Driven. Because it's my second favorite album. Well, it's my favorite album, but another reason Cowboys from Hell is my favorite is because of a certain song on there. But, Hard Lines and Sunken Cheeks, number 5, for a good reason. Because Phil, the lead singer of Pantera, I can't even pronounce his last name. It's Al something. Wrote it about his addiction with alcohol and painkillers. And, I used to drink and pop pills myself, so it's home to me. I don't do that stuff anymore, but it hits home to me. So that's one of the main reasons I like it. Number 4, fucking Hostile. I believe it was on Vulgar Display of Power. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I'm not that big into Pantera like I am other bands that you'll find out later. I like that. My cousin got me into that one. He told me to look it up, and I like it. It's just a badass song. Look it up. That's all I'm really gonna say about it. Number 3, I'm Broken. Also on Far Beyond Driven. This song Phil wrote about his addiction to painkillers and stuff like that. And he apparently had like some disease or something that was like his back. It wasn't like scoliosis, but it was something like that. And the painkillers he got addicted to him, and then it was just him screaming to the world that he's broken and can't do this anymore. And I don't know, it's a really good story behind it, so you can look it up if you guys want. It's a really good song. Number 2, Cowboys from Hell, simply because it is I believe Cowboys from Hell was their, it was the biggest album they had. They had 3 albums before that, but that was when they were glamour metal, like Dimebag was Diamond. Diamond Daryl and all them, and it was before they got Phil. And then when they got Phil in, they went to the hard rock, heavy metal stuff that we hear, that we all know and love from Pantera. So Cowboys from Hell is it put Pantera on the map, definitely. So that's one of my favorite songs. Now number 1, the song you're listening to, Becoming. Now, song means a lot to me, because I can't remember the exact reason he said he wrote this song, but to me, it's about saying, fuck the haters, fuck the bullies that said you ain't gonna amount to nothing, because I had a big problem with that. And it means a lot because it's like in the song it says becoming more than a man and more than you ever were, which means a lot because it's like, dude, I'm gonna amount to more in life than you think, and essentially I'm gonna be better than you. Well, I don't think anybody's better than anybody else, but in a way it hits home. Then it says, born again with snake's eyes, becoming God's size, which is saying like I'm gonna be, like I said, being better than you and stuff like that. So I like it. By the way, I'm gonna have to get up a lot and change the track because it's already on the third track, which is 5 minutes alone. So 5 minutes from now, I'll have to get up and go switch over the track. Number 4, my other next favorite band is Hell Yeah. I mentioned them with Pantera. They got me into Pantera with Vinnie Paul, the drummer. And my brother got me into Hell Yeah. He showed me their self-titled album, Hell Yeah. And I got hooked on it ever since I heard a couple songs off there. So, and I heard them before in a game called SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, which was WWE stuff. I used to be really into wrestling, so I told you that in my room tour. But number 5, a song from 2000, I believe it was 2008, You Wouldn't Know. There's no real main reason besides the fact that it was in a WWE game that I like the song, but it's just a really, 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 really good song, and I highly recommend it if you haven't listened to it. Number 4, a song that means a lot to me, Better Man, which is a song about child abuse and stuff like that, saying the dad, for me it was the mom that was abusive, but I'll do a video on that. I'm not going to get into it in this video, but it's Better Man was about a dad that was abusive and that drank all the time and smoked pot and beat his wife and his kid, and I can't remember, I didn't look too much into the song or the backstory of the song, but I guess the assumption is that Chad's dad did it to him and that's what he wrote the song about. It's either that or it was just something out of the ordinary that he just thought of one day. Either way, it's a great song, and like I said, it hits home to me too, because my mom was that way. Number 3, the song that got me hooked on Hell Yeah, Alcohol and Ass. It's such a great song. If you guys have had to have heard it, it's everywhere, and if anybody's in the dipping community, that's been on here for a while, Cajun Tiger 616 used it as an intro song for a while. I remember that. Now he's in prison now, actually, for child pornography. Dirtbag. Alright, number 2, their self-titled song, Hell Yeah. It is such a great song, and it's a song that I always listen to before I work out and stuff like that, because it's talking about breaking bones and just beating the crap out of people and multiple other different things. So you listen to the song. Now, number 1, it's a song called Hush by them. I can't remember what album it was on, but Better Man was on Stampede and the other ones were on Hell Yeah. So I think Hush was on Stampede with them, but I could be mistaken. I probably am. I don't follow them as much as the other bands on this list, like I said in Pantera's, but this song means a lot to me. I just heard it recently, actually, a few days ago, when I was listening to some music, and it hit home because it was like, I was born in this hell, I'll live in this hell forever, and stuff like that, and it's like, I don't know, to me the song was kind of about, like, what Better Man, kinda, at least to me, it's completely different. You have to listen to the song to understand it, but it means a lot, for multiple different reasons to me, so, Hush. This is just an amazing song. Number 3, now, the top 3 were hard to choose, number 1 I already knew, but 3 and 2 were really hard to choose on which ones I liked more, but I went ahead and did it this way. Number 3, All That Remains. I got into them when I was listening to a playlist on YouTube, my number one pick, and their song "What If I Was Nothing" came on, and it came on at the perfect time because me and my girlfriend had a fight, and which I was right, she wasn't. She admits it. Kind of hard to get a girl to admit that you were right. But I sent that to her, and I made her cry with it. Kind of a dick move, but it was quote unquote happy tears. But anyway, that's not on the list. My number 5, This Calling, which is the first Screamo song that I heard from them. I'm gonna have to get up and change this. I'm not a big fan of Screamo music, but Phil LeBont's voice is just amazing, and he got me into that type of music for the most part. All That Remains is the only Screamo band that I listen to, but I'm gonna go switch the record over. I'll be right back. Oh, back. Alright. I'm Broken is playing right now, which is my number 3. Oh, my hair is all jacked up. So I wear a hat. Where were we? This Calling. The only Screamo song of theirs that I like, to be honest, I mean, I like The Air That I Breathe and Cheer On and all those other ones. They're good and all, but This Calling was the first one I heard from them, and I honestly really, really enjoyed it. So that's why it's on the list. Yeah. Number 4. The Waiting One, which is one of their slower songs, and it means a lot to me because it hits close to home with a past relationship that I was in, which is kind of cliche about teenagers, but nah, I don't give a shit. I'm good now. But it means a lot to me. Number 3 probably won't end well. It's such a great song because it starts out like really slow, and all of a sudden you hear this guitar riff and it just explodes into this amazing song. Such great work by Phil LeBont on that one. It's about couples that fight and then make up, but it's like a bagged fight, and the guy likes the fact that she's mad. It's weird, but it's a really, really good song, so go check it out. Number 2, The Last Time. Now, these next 2 songs were hard to pick for my favorites, and there's no real meaning behind these songs, to me at least. It's just, I love the way they were written, so that's why I picked The Last Time as number 2. I love the way it was written, and I love the music video, and that's a big part of why I like these 2 songs. So, and then number 1, 2 Weeks. I saw this music video and I listened to it once, and I didn't really care for it. And then I listened to it again, and I started getting into it, and now it's my all-time favorite All That Remains song. I love the way it was written. They did a good job on it, and the music video was amazing. So you can check that one out. So, number 2, the last 2. The band that got me into heavy metal back in 2006 was when I first heard this band. Thanks to my older brother, Disturbed. Now, one of the most iconic, probably the most iconic hard rock band of all time. Very well may be. And they just came out with their new album, Immortalized, which is an amazing album. Speaking of that, I got a song on here, on my list, from the new album, and it's not The Sound of Silence, which is what everybody apparently loves now, is their copy of Sound of the Silence. I like it, but it's not my favorite. He did an amazing job on it, don't get me wrong. But, number 5, Save Our Last Goodbye, which is about They wrote it about a guy, about losing a loved one, pretty much. Somebody that means a lot to you in your life, and you lose them to something. I think it was cancer in the actual song, which means a lot to me because I've lost a lot of loved ones, as you guys know. So it means a lot, and it's just written very, very well. They did an amazing job on the lyrics, on just the music behind it, and everything. The story is amazing, and check it out. It's not as popular as The Sound of Silence or The Vengeful One or stuff like that on the album, but it's really good. Number 4, Prayer. I completely forgot this song existed until I popped up on one of my playlists, and I remembered and I loved it. So, Prayer is such a great song, and it's just it's not like personal love for it like some of the other ones, but it does mean a lot to me because it's just such a great song. They did an amazing job writing it. Number 3, quite possibly the most popular Disturbed song of all time, Down with the Sickness. A lot of people would say this was their all-time favorite. It's not for me. I have another one that's my all-time favorite on here just because of the story of it, but Down with the Sickness is just such a popular song, and it's really good, don't get me wrong. David Draymond, and they did a lot of good work on writing this, and the story behind it was hilarious because the that you hear at the beginning, everybody thinks that's about a trip to the Chicago Zoo or something, but he just did it in a recording session one day, and the band loved it for some reason. Well, at first they were like, what the fuck? And then he's like, humor me a little bit, let's just see how it goes, and it ended up being such an iconic, it's my text tone on my phone. Every time somebody texts me, you hear, and it's great. And it was in 2004 version Dawn of the Dead. Richard Cheese, a parody singer, did it, and it was hilarious. I have it on my other phone, my old phone, my iPod now. Just such an iconic song, and it gets you pumped up for workouts and stuff like that. It's on my workout playlist. Number 2, the song that got me into Disturbed, which got me into heavy metal, Stupefy. I just fell in love with the song as soon as I heard it. It's the first song my brother showed me was Stupefy. And I don't know why, but I just fell in love with it. It's just such a great, great song. Number 1. Now, this is my favorite song simply because of the meaning behind it, the story behind it, and the lyric choice. Inside the Fire. David Draymond wrote this song about his girlfriend at 16 who committed suicide. Now, at this time, him and his girlfriend got him hooked on heroin, and they were doing heroin and all that, and she purposely OD'd on heroin and killed herself, which Draymond said it was such a traumatic experience for him, being 16 years old and watch your girlfriend die of a heroin overdose. It's crazy. It means a lot to me personally, for a reason. Like, my brother tried to do the same thing, OD on heroin, and my uncle was on drugs when he committed suicide, but he didn't OD, he shot himself. But it just means a lot to me, and the lyrics are amazing. And the way the music video was, it was supposed to be David Draymond portraying the devil who took his girlfriend and committed suicide and wanted Draymond to sell his soul to, it even says it in that song, give your soul to me to begin another life with her. And I love that. I love that line. That chorus is just amazing. Alright. So, here we go. But we're going to do a little bit like kind of a Watch Mojo thing. We're going to do some honorable mentions. But we're not going to do like a top 5. We're just going to do my top 2 or 3 favorite songs from them. And we're only going to do 2 bands because I couldn't fit them in here. First band, Him. His Infernal Majesty. I found about them while watching Viva La Bam back in like 2008, 2009. The Jackass guys and Bam's Unholy Union, Viva La Bam, and Bam's Where the Fuck is Santa and all that. Made me laugh back then when nobody else would, and put it that way. And then I heard on Bam's Unholy Union, I heard Right Here in My Arms by him, played it at his wedding, and I fell in love with it. It is my second favorite song from them. Number one being Dead Lover's Lane. I heard that while watching Where the Fuck is Santa, and it is my favorite song from them, and means a lot to me. Now, the last honorable mention, even though there's only two, System of a Down. Now, it was really, really hard not to put System of a Down as my number 5 at least, but given the circumstances, I just decided to throw Pantera down because I've been listening to them a lot lately. So, number 3, we'll give you 3 of my favorite System of a Downs. BYOB, which it means a lot because it's so true. It's pretty much saying how much the government fucking hates us and shit. Like, why don't presidents fight the war, and why do they always send the poor? It's such a powerful line, and it's really true. Because, you know, back in 20th, 19th, 18th century, you know, every freaking president fought in battle, was just as badass in battle or some shit, you know. And, like, look at George Washington. Like, he wasn't a good president, but he was a war hero. Like, he murdered bitches for a living. And our one we have today just fucking sucks. I think, me personally, I don't like getting into politics, but then again I do, because it pisses a lot of people off, and I like pissing people off. But I think that every president should at least serve 4 years in the military, at least. If not, I don't think you're qualified to be a president, because you don't love our country. Anyway, number 2, Lonely Day. It's such a great song, and it reminds me a whole lot of a time not forgotten. Back when I was going through my depression and all that shit. Back when I was, you know, doing a little bit of that every day. And it was horrible. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I'm proud of who I am today. So, Lonely Day, such a great song. Number 1, quite possibly, better, most famous, Chop Suey. And I like this song. I put it as number 1 for one reason, and that is the chorus, trust in my self-righteous suicide, and I cry when angels deserve to die. I don't know why, it's powerful. I like it. No real meaning behind them, at least personally for me, except for, like, Lonely Day, but, alright, here we go. Enough of the sob stories, I guess. Kinda, not really. My number 1 all-time favorite heavy metal band, and it will be here forever, always be my favorite, Five Finger Death Punch. Five Finger Death Punch, knuckleheads. I discovered them from my buddy Michael, my good buddy Michael. Showed me their song Pride, and I was hooked ever since. Since that, I've listened to every single one of their albums, so every single one of their songs I've listened to. Even the acoustic versions, I've seen 2 concerts live. I wasn't there, but I saw them. Yahoo did a live concert special on their website, and they streamed it. So I watched that one night, and I'm going to see them live on November 18th in Kentucky. Me and my cousin are driving down to the KFC Yone Center, and we got floor seats and we got backstage passes, so keep y'all updated on that one. But I'm gonna go switch over, and then we'll get to my list. We're back. My list for Five Finger Death Punch, like I said, I'm going to a concert of theirs with my cousin in November 18th, I want to say is the date. It's either November 18th, November 17th, in Louisville, Kentucky. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good show. Alright, so my top 5 favorite. This was hard because I love every one of their songs. I do not have a hate for any one of their songs. I listen to every one of them through and through. So what I did was, I just grabbed a handful, I randomized a playlist, and those 5 ended up on my list. Because like I said, I live all their songs, all their songs mean a lot to me personally, and they help save my life, so. Number 5 on the list, Salvation. Now, this song means a lot to me because of my recent bout with religion and faith. So, I don't know the exact term, but basically I don't know what I believe in anymore, whether I'm a Christian or atheist or anything like that. So, it means a lot. It says that in there. I will not bow down to your God or something like that. I haven't heard it in a minute, but it means a lot to me, and, you know, like I said, my recent downfall with faith, so I'm not too sure of what I believe in anymore. Number 4, Ain't My Last Dance. This one means a lot to me, too. My playlist is really good. These ones are all randomized, so none of them are in really order, but Ain't My Last Dance is, to me, was like a bout with suicide, because I almost committed suicide a few times, and saying, come back to the world and be like, I ain't done, this ain't my last dance, and it means a lot to me. And it even says, I'm such an outcast, you swore I'd never last, I got news for you, this ain't my last dance. And that means a lot, because I was bullied a lot. They don't bully no more, because I beat the fuck out of the kid. And, they don't mess with me anymore. I'll do a story on that. It's a really funny story, and, kinda not allowed back on a certain school campus in Indiana because of it, but, so Ain't My Last Dance means a lot. Number 3, Question Everything. Their new album they put out, Got Your Six, I found from listening to Jekyll and Hyde, and Question Everything was the second one on their randomized playlist that I listened to, and I love the chorus, I won't lie, I've never been ashamed, I question everything. The first line, she was a princess, she could have been a queen, an angel with a broken wing, and I don't know, it means a lot. And it's just an amazing song. Number 2, the song that I listen to, the one of the main songs I listen to get pumped up for, whether it be a fight or just working out, Way of the Fist. It's a song I listen to all the time when I'm pissed off. That calms me down for some reason, even though it's literally about bashing somebody's face in, which I don't mind it. So that's why I'm glad that one was on the list. I was going to put it on the list either way. But Way of the Fist is where it's at. Number 1, Hard to See. This song means a lot to me, because it's going to be a song that me and my band, Seeking Retribution, performs at our school talent show next year. And, to me, you know, I've had a recent fights with my mother. I'll do a big story video on that, because it's going to take a lot to explain. But, Hard to See is going to be what me and the band are going to perform. It's going to be our first performance together, and it's going to be awesome. But, like, I Won't See Your Side, it's just like, because she chose pot over me during the custody battle and whatnot. So the judge says you can either have your kid and smoke pot, or smoke your pot and not see your kid, and she chose to smoke pot, and she was jailed for it and all that. So it is what it is. I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for my father. So anyway, so that song means a lot to me. So we're gonna perform it at the talent show, and I'm gonna get it filmed. I might post it, but it's gonna be horrible quality. So I'm gonna try and get a new camera by then. It's gonna be in February when that happens. So February 2017, because that's when the talent show is, and school doesn't start back in for another month and a half. So it's gonna be good. Anyway, Harder to See, Five Finger Death Punch. My heavy metal list. I'm gonna have to clean that later, but it's over. Now, next list. Oh yeah, I forgot the other honorable mention. I knew I was forgetting something. Shinedown. It was between Shinedown, System of a Down, and Pantera for my 5. I threw Pantera in there for good reason. But I'm going to go ahead and just name off a couple that I like from them. My number 1 all-time favorite is The Sound of Madness, thanks to my buddy Joe. 2 is Cut the Cord. 3 is Second Chance. 4 is State of My Head. And 5 is Misfits. I'll just go ahead and throw that in there. Not the biggest Shinedown guy, but next list, I think we're going to do classic traditional country, so I'm going to just go ahead and say 90s and prior, which is going to be hard. I already know my number 1. You guys already know my number 1, Willie Nelson. And then I'm going to do, this is going to be a big series, so every part of music that I listen to, whether it be modern day heavy metal, classic rock, classic country, modern country, classic rap. I do listen to some actually classic rap, to be honest. Some Tupac, Biggie, NWA, stuff like that. And I don't listen to any modern. Yellow Wolf is the only modern rapper that I listen to. You know, I'll do hip hop, stuff like that. You know, and I forgot one record in my record tour. I'm a little all over the place at the end of this video. My record collection, the Gunfighter Ballads of Marty Robbins, which is one of my favorite albums. It's got El Paso, Big Iron on it. So I looked over and it was just sitting there on my bed. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. The videos will get better. It was a little all over the place today. I was kind of telling stories in between, so that's why it took a little bit. But I hope you love the 5 for 5 series that I'm going to do. I hope you enjoy it. Like I said, music means a lot to me, so I'm going to do it for anything. I like talking about music, and it's just how I do it. So check out those bands if you haven't listened to them, the songs if you haven't listened to them. They're really, really good. Jamming to Pantera right now, so Rip Dimebag, may he fly low with the devil, because you know he's in hell. Anyway, with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up. If you hated it, leave a thumbs down. I could care less. Still gonna do my videos, and haters ain't gonna run me away. Ain't gonna run me off. I love what I do. I like doing this. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you later.